We have just about made it to the end of the semester here. So the last thing that we're going to do for the last 3 weeks is work on creating a research proposal that you guys will work on till the end, and will be due April 24th at 11:55 p.m. through web courses. What I'm going to ask of you is to find a website that's hosted on UCF or that is affiliated with UCF that you find that is not user-friendly. And then I want you to come up with a research proposal of how you would research how to make that more user-friendly. So first, let's go over proposals here. Why write proposals? Well, what they do is they offer to provide a service or a product to someone in exchange for money. So typically what will happen is a organization will release a request for a proposal or a statement of work, and what they'll say is, we're looking for someone to provide us with this service. And then with the proposal, what you'll do is state why you can provide that service, what steps you will do to provide that service, and then you'll normally have like a timeline for tasks that you will complete in order to get those done. And then also you'll also propose an idea of a final product for them as well. So for the background of the proposal, it can be written by one or many people in the organization. Oftentimes it's written by a group of people. So normally you have like a tech writer, you'll have a subject matter expert, you'll also have a manager, and you'll all sit down and you'll write this proposal together. They can be pretty in-depth. The proposals that I used to write for Siemens were upwards of 35 to 40 pages, and some can get up to close to 100. So the request for proposal is studied in depth to make sure that all requirements are addressed, that everything that the organization, what they'll do is in this RFP, they'll say, we want the website to do this, we want the website to do that, or we'll want this product to do this, we'll want that product to do that. So what you need to do is make sure that you can meet all of the requirements being proposed by the person that you're soliciting. So it often includes a request for qualifications as well. The request for qualifications is normally a background information on everyone that's going to be working on the project, including engineers, management, teams, etc. So what you want to do is think about the proposal as an argument. So you want to think about these questions. What does the soliciting organization really want or need? What is the problem that needs to be solved? What approaches to the solution will be viewed most favorably? What objections will your plan elicit, and how will you overcome those objections? And can you accomplish the goals that the requesting body is asking that you can do? And then questions from the reader's perspectives, they're going to look for what are the weaknesses of the plan. So you need to know how you can counter those weaknesses and the reader's potential objections. The reader also is going to want a plan that's appealing, so you need to think about how you can make that appealing. Usually with all the document design issues and areas we went over throughout the semester, you should be able to make an appealing plan. How can you understand the needs of the audience? You need to think about in the request for the proposal, what do they really need? What are they really asking for? How can you best present your capability to do the project, which is probably going to be based upon your ethos and the people that are working on your project. You need to outline your own strengths, and can you sell the idea without compromising the accuracy of what you can really do? You don't want to embellish on the actual qualifications that you have, so you don't want to say that you can do something and then not be able to perform it. So there are standard sections of a proposal. There's the project summary, project description, personnel, budget, conclusion, and appendixes. We'll go over those in depthly. So the project summary is the first introduction to the project, and it should concisely describe the project and how your work meets the requirements of the soliciting organization, you plan for doing the work, and your group's main qualifications. So this is basically about a 3-paragraph project summary. If you look at the instructions that I'm going to give you for the project, for the research proposal that you're going to do, it'll go more in depth about how to go about doing this. So the project description, normally there's an introduction, it shortly restates the summary, and then you're also going to do a rationale and significance. Why are you the right person to do this project? Also, why is this project significant? So this is where you convince the soliciting company that you truly understand their needs and you need to prove it. So you want to define the problem, explain the history of how the problem evolved, why does your research need to be done, what results do you expect to find, and then describe your solution and benefits. In regards to the project that I'm going to have you guys do, which is more of a research proposal, I think it'd be a good idea to look up Nielsen's web heuristics here and look at the website that you define a problem in or that you think is non-user friendly and do a heuristic evaluation and see why they don't match up, just as a suggestion. So the plan of work, this is where you're going to describe how you will achieve your goals and what will you do in what order. The scope, this really goes to defining how broad you're going to go. So what will you do and what will you not do? For example, if you're going to do a usability study, you might say, I'm going to do research on 8 different subjects, or not 8 different subjects, but 8 different participants, so hopefully we can get a high rate of errors, or hopefully we can define a high rate of errors, and then we can start working from there to clear those up. And this is also where you're going to make clear your responsibilities. So you'd say, I'm responsible for doing A, B, C, and D, and then the person or the owner of the website is responsible for doing A, B, C, and D. So you want to be really explicit about what you're going to do and then what you're not going to do. The methods, how will you do your research? Are you going to do a usability study? Are you going to do eye tracking? You can do a heuristic evaluation. You could also, with the website, do some color theory or something like that. You could also hire an expert to do some sort of redesign for you, something like that. You need to be really specific about how you're going to collect your data, and then how will that data be used and analyzed? Are you going to use questionnaires, interviews, all those good things? I think if you look back in the usability section, you can gather some ideas of what you want to research further. Also, in your methods, I would like you guys to find 5 other sources outside of class that deal with the particular method that you would like to use. So the task breakdown, this is where you're going to submit a timeline. So you're going to say, I'm going to start working on this project on this day. In 1 week we'll have this done, in 2 weeks we'll have that done, 3 weeks we'll have that done. How will you divide the specific tasks and state the amount of time allotted to each task? And then do not be overly idealistic in what you think you can accomplish in any given time. Normally, in a real-world setting, if you are late, there are different punishments, as in you won't get paid if you're late. So you need to be realistic about what you can achieve. The problem analysis, so you should think of any problems that may occur during the completion of your project, and then you want to address them here and say what you might do to overcome those problems. For example, let's say you were doing a usability research and you had a problem of recruiting participants. You might also think about, in order to do human subject research in the academy, you also normally need to get approval through IRB, which is the Institutional Review Board. So you probably want to look into the Institutional Review Board and see what you need to do in order to clear your research. Those are some problems that might come up, and I'm sure there are many others that you can think of. Facilities and equipment, what facilities will you use to complete the project? Do you need a computer lab? Do you need a video camera to record your participants? Do you need a sound recorder? Do you need eye tracking device? Do you need a mobile usability lab? These are just some things to think about. So you need to think about where you're going to perform your research and what type of equipment that you need in order to perform that research.